Hi, welcome back to Bottled Wisdom. And a lot of these we're finding are kind of in couplets. We say the statement, if your partner looks, smells, and behaves as if they're drinking, they probably are.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about the feeling that you're going crazy, because that looks as if it's a really simple statement. But my experience and, listening and talking to people is actually, it's a bit like the drinker, certainly in the early stages of, if they're binging or even if they're starting to drink in the evening, there's a lot of denial going on. So you're thinking something's happening and they are doing everything as almost like a magic trick to kind of make you believe that something else is going on and they're really sober. And presumably your wife would say to you, "You drinking," and you'd go into a heavy denial.
Yes, and I think it worked at the beginning,
Yeah.
but it didn't work.
No, so we go on a journey, don't we? Yeah.
I mean, I think at the beginning, as a drinker,
Yeah.
I could get away with it.
Yeah.
I could get away with it because, we were still getting to know each other and, and I would say, "Oh, no, not me, Joe.
Yeah.
Oh, perish the thought. Fumes, It's just strange. It smells like it.
Yes.
Oh, I walk past the brewery.
What did you drink? Because my husband drank things that weren't that easy to smell.
Mostly I drank beer.
Yeah, because you can smell beer.
Mostly I drank lager.
Yeah, because vodka and gin are much harder to smell.
But however, I would drink anything. I'd drink anything at all. But they've all got fumes. Even vodka.
They have, but I think really secretive drinkers, I mean, you kind of got a bit in you that doesn't really care. I mean, I think some people are more sophisticated and they're trying to pass off that they're doing it.
Thank you very much.
But you are a bit I am what I am, and I think you always kind of have been. So I have an acute sense of smell.
Yeah.
I couldn't always really trust my senses. But I think I got into crazy searching, and I think a lot of people get into crazy searching. So you drink high and low, search high and low. The other game I would go into is that I would go in another room, because wherever the drink was, then the drink bottle would be going out. So I sit there listening for hours for the chink of him taking the thing off, so I could walk in and catch him at it. Yeah, and the ring book. Yes. Yeah. Because if you could find the evidence, then you can tell yourself you're not going crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Now, I have walked that road, and I think you can spend hours and hours and hours proving to yourself what deep inside you already know to be true. So the first thing, and what this kind of first bit of the couplet is all about, is moving away from the thing that they've projected onto you, which is you're going mad. And that's what, I mean, I think Steve would say things like that to me. He'd say things, "Oh, don't be so crazy," and those sort of sentences. And so that would really undermine my sense of kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Just that if I was crazy, then what I thought I was reading wasn't really happening. And so I began to feel deluded.
The sense of reality.
Yeah, the sense of reality. Yeah. So that is really hard, and we're going to talk about how to get out of that, but just wanted to explain the situation and connect with you. Is there anything you want to say about that?
I think for my ex-wife, that at the beginning, she kind of believed it. At the beginning, she bought into what I hoped would be my truth, and if the truth be told, what she hoped would be my truth.
Yes,
as well.
Absolutely, that's a good point.
But they both want to believe this was true.
Yeah.
I knew it wasn't. And that was part of the delusion that I because if I could get her to believe this, then I could get away with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But even if she did catch me out, it was, I only had the one or two.
Yes.
You know, and then I made the mistake of persuading her to come to the pub with me. That was a mistake.
Yes.
Why? Because then she saw that it wasn't just one or two. You know, there was actually a lot.
So she'd have a clipboard out counting.
Yep. Well, it was more like an abacus.
Yes.
You know, sitting there, and she got, I thought you only had one. You know, well, it's an artist's impression of one. You know, so that was a big mistake.
The other thing too, once you get into the you're drinking, no, you're not.
Yeah.
That escalates the tension, which will escalate the drinking. You know, so that, you know the whole thing it just gets out of hand.
But the other thing, of course, is that, you know, when somebody says, "Oh, you haven't," you know, you have to defend the lie. You know, you feel as if you're kind of pulled more and more and more into defending that lie rather than, because you don't feel as if there's a way out of it now. You know.
What's that phrase in AA? How do you know an
How do you know
alcoholic's
an alcoholic's
lying?
lying? Their lips are moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there is some truth in that when they are drinking. When they're drinking.
And I think from AA, presumably you all came out with those sayings yourselves. It wasn't your partners that came in and put them on you.
It wasn't other people. It was. I mean, we managed to insult ourselves quite a thing, you know. But I think the thing is, it was these phrases were lovely because they captured some of the truth of the situation. It wasn't the whole truth, you know, because alcoholics might be liars, but they lie about the drink. We've talked about this before. You know, they don't lie about everything. They lie about their drink, you know, and to defend their drink. You know, and that is part of that situation. Yeah.
Okay, so we're just, because we want each one to be short, we're going to finish this one now.
Yeah.
And then we're going to talk about coming to that point where you make a different decision and you live out of a different decision. So do come and join us for that. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.
Bye.